Welcome back, everybody. And it's a Saturday, and I took our ECM back that wouldn't work to the LKQ. I got this one. It's still plugged up. I'm going to work on getting the rest of my wiring soldered up. All that stuff addressed. Went and got 5 more gallons of gas. As you see, it's sitting a little lower in the front. Poured it in there. I'm going to rotate my batteries on the charger today. But basically, I'm just going to work on tidying some stuff up. And putting some stuff together. We'll send our ECU off Monday. It's going to go to Florida. But that's pretty much it. So I'm going to get busy. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I went down to, like I said, LKQ. Took a little computer back. Drove a blue car. Kind of unusual for me. I didn't really get a whole lot of stuff. Most because stuff has gotten ridiculous. But I did get some emblems here. And they were kind of moldy, so I'm going to soak in some glass cleaner. I'm going to clean them up. So, did get that stuff. Well, I have a tendency to kind of collect emblems and things and tags and stuff. So, just stuff to add to the collection, or I might use it. So, basically, at this point, I'm just going to get busy, and I'll pop back in when we get something interesting going on. Don't eat that. Alright, it's a couple hours later, and what I've done, I just come in here, I soldered our constant hots and our switch powers into the harness of the Geo harness there. And as you see, we no longer have a big mess wires up there in the front corner, and Boots is exploring around. But I've obviously still got to loom all this stuff up and attach it over to the side. I've temporarily secured our OBD there in the dash with a couple little small sheet metal screws. At this point, I'm going to start working on the coolant hoses. I've got our radiator fill neck installed there. Metal flexi hoses run down. And Boots really likes this plastic seat for whatever reason. So, at this point, I'm going to jack the car up. And I'm going to see if I can't get our metal coolant tubes there that I made in another video. See if I can't get these up under the car and secured with some of this radiator hose right here. One thing with those stainless flexi hoses, they all come from China, and they come with these super crappy rubber non-reinforced little ends. So if you're going to use that stuff, even if you use the little ends right here that they come with, do yourself a favor and get you some regular radiator hose. I tested some of those on my green car. They last about a year, and then they dry rot and start falling apart. So one day we're going to have to go in my green car and change the little hose end pieces here, because mine are chrome and they're peeling. So I may save these black ones for it. But right now, like I said, I'm going to jack this car up. I'm going to try to get these coolant tubes up under there, and I'll be back. Alright, I got all our coolant stuff hooked up. As you can see, our coolant lines run down from our upper neck and from our water pump. They run down there. And I know you can't really see it, but right there you see 2 kind of shiny tubes down there. That's our coolant tubes that we made. And they're connected to the radiator up here. So basically not a whole lot to see under there. Those 2 tubes that I had there, I made 2 brackets that bolt to the floor pan in the front and the back. And just in case those fail, I put a couple of zip ties in a couple of places for safety measure, you know. Can't build a budget project car without a bunch of zip ties, right? But other than that, it's pretty good progress. I've been putting that off because it's not fun stuff to lay on this floor on your back. So, our next step will literally be sending the computer off. May start some body work on some doors and fenders. I've got to do some more deciding there. It's obviously not going to be tonight. But we're getting to where we need to run this thing, and I need to see what the viability of me accessing the computer is with the center wall in it, because it does need to go in to hook this shifter cable up. So, pretty good progress so far. I'll be right back here in just a few, and we'll go from there. And alright, at this point, it's about 8:30 at night. I'm going to call it a day. Looks like we can put our rear wall in tomorrow. There's still some tidying up stuff I need to do. I did come in here before I come back for this portion of the video. I did give this thing just a wipe down. I've not wiped paint down with anything since I painted it. So I just come in here with a little non-ammonia foaming glass cleaner and some microfiber towels and just wipe the floors and the seat and all their stuff all the way off. Even outside the car got wiped down. A lot of people, a lot of places just leave that dirt and then put stuff over the top of it. I'm kind of anal about that stuff, so I went ahead and just wiped everything down. So tomorrow, like I said, we're going to put our rear wall in. We're going to get our shifter cable hooked up. I may do something about that red. Like I told you before, I'm not real big about colors on colors, which means I don't like any wire color showing other than black. Same with shifter cable. You know, if it's not supposed to be there, it kind of bothers me a little bit. So I got our engine cover, it's just sat on there. I got our overflow tube run to the back here. But basically, we got enough slack in our harness. I can get the computer up here to the center hole, which I'm going to leave the center cover off until this thing is 100%. And we can actually move it around, which isn't far off. Basically, I'm going to send this computer off, and when it comes back, I'll be able to finish writing the bass tune in it. Get sitting here and idling, and then it's time to start putting door rubbers and body panels and getting some bodywork stuff done. Because once I run this thing, get the coolant blade in it and transmission fluid all the way topped off, it's going to be game on. And it won't be much longer after that, and we'll have a fully functioning car. But that said, you know, we're probably still a month off or so. I hate that I didn't show y'all all the little small piddly stuff, but there's plenty of other YouTube videos of how to wire stuff and how to run radiator hoses and tighten hose clamps and, you know, secure fuel lines and stuff like that. Make braided lines. You know, I just do this stuff. This is what I do for a living, and this is my hobby. So sometimes I take some of that little stuff for granted. Like I've told you before, if you want to see that kind of stuff, just let me know down there in the comments. And I'm just going to remind you, 500 subscribers, I'm going to give away some kind of cool collectible. Don't know what kind of collectible it'll be. You know, I keep showing y'all this junk I've got on my shelves. And I've got more stuff. But I'm not ready to show you all that stuff yet. I've got something in mind for our 500 and 1,000 subscriber giveaways. But you're just going to have to kind of wait and see what it is. So make sure you like this video, share it with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe. Will sound like a broken record about the Battle of the Budget Builders race. Make sure you check that out. I'm going to drop a screenshot of the video. It's in its own album on my page here. This is Battle of the Budget Builders. Make sure you go to that video. You tag your favorite YouTube builders. I don't care if they build expensive stuff or cheap stuff, or if it's somebody piddling around their garage, or maybe you want to. Let's blow that up and make it a big deal. So, do that for me. I'd appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow.